Well, good morning. Smokey and I are out on our walk. I did not realize how chilly it is. Oh my gosh, I should have worn my jacket. There's Charlie's mama's car. All right, let's see what kind of places we can adventure into. This way, this way. So as you can tell, the sky looks like it's getting pretty dark over there. I guess it's gonna rain. I mean, it looks like it, feels like it. It's super chilly, except that we have blue sky as well. Yeah, man, it is cold. I don't even know how cold it is. I just did my exchange, so that could be part of it. But I also feel like it's just cold. Like my nose is really, really cold. Here, Smokey, come sniff over here. So this is a lovely elderly assisted living on the other side of the street. And I tell you, those older folks are very diligent in taking their little dogs out for walks. But I'm always so worried that they're going to topple over because they tend to walk with like a walker or a cane, you know? So it's almost like scary at times. But nonetheless, it's still I'm glad that they have such a nice facility to be able to have access to outside and stay as functional and active as possible. So yeah. Just gotta sniff everything. Well, I'm going to let you go so I can focus on him. It is really chilly, and the wind has kicked up, so that doesn't help. I'm so cold. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, the video started, and I didn't even push play or record. That was weird. I think it's because my hand movement made it go off. I tell you, technology these days. So we are headed out to, where are we going? Safeway. Today was really good. I went over to DaVita. I did not see Dr. Olivier. I thought that's what was going on today, but apparently it was not. So instead, got blood work done. You know, that's the usual. And then we just chit-chatted about, you know, how was dialysis going in general. And it was sad because Beth, I guess, had been really, really sick. And I was telling her my experience being sick and how it was the first time ever that I thought, I really don't want to do dialysis. And it was only because I was so cold that I couldn't even imagine trying to get re-warmed up after putting in my bag. But I did it. You have to still do it. You have to still triumph through. So I did. And, you know, it is what it is. But it was good. I have to say that for the most part, usually always, I do enjoy going to my appointments because there's so much to go over with dialysis. And so much to retain, I should say, about dialysis that it's easy to just get what it is that we are doing. Sometimes, you know, it's like there's so much information. And so what's really good at DaVita, at least, is that they're constantly reminding you about the basic practical things, like make sure you're washing your hands right and make sure you're keeping the area sterile. You know, she knows I have a dog. And so, you know, it's like talking about that. You know, it's going to be coming summer. And so that means I would start talking about, like, how do you plan your trips on dialysis? Because we have to make sure that we take everything that we could possibly need with us. And if we don't have it, what do we do? So it's funny because, you know, we're talking about how, like, now it has been 3 years since I've been on dialysis. And it just seems crazy to me. Like, I feel like it's just so second nature that it's no big deal. And then on the other hand, I'm kind of like, wow, I've been on dialysis for 3 years. That's incredible. So, I don't know. Probably one of the biggest changes that I've had in dialysis and my life is that I do feel more tired now than I did when I first started. And I can't say that I actually feel better having been on dialysis, because I do hear that sometimes people will say, once I started, I felt so much better. And I think in a lot of ways that's mostly because we kind of figure out what's going on, why our body is behaving the way it is. A lot of people have extreme pain. I just have a high pain tolerance. And so for me, yeah, the pain was always there. And it just was there. And so I just kind of ignored it. Like, I don't know, there's way too many other things on my plate than to have to worry about whether or not my kidney hurt. And that's so terrible, because realistically, I should have been doing this sooner than later. But I just kind of dealt with it, because what else am I going to do? You know, I have to work, I have to pay bills, I have to take care of my kid, all those things. And so that's life. But in hindsight, I should have taken care of this quite a bit sooner. On the other hand, though, it really was a great time, honestly, for me to go through all of this. It's not like it's the worst ever thing. So I did talk to her a little bit about, like, how on Grey's Anatomy they were so like, oh, they're going on dialysis, you know, she's gonna have to be on it, oh my god. And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it is, but it's also not. And I feel like you have to find that really good, healthy balance where you're like, okay, my life is changing. Here's what I can do to make it workable, and then not wallow in that change. But also in some ways, I guess there is a time of mourning, because you kind of mourn your old life. You mourn the availability to just drop everything and go. And speaking of that, I remember my friend Stephanie. She's the one with the really cute pit bull, Dallas. My friend Stephanie wanted to go to New Mexico, which is about, I want to say maybe 4 hours, maybe 5 hours away, because there was this hamburger company. I don't really remember. It was a couple of years ago, but they had just opened one right on the border of Arizona and New Mexico. And so she was like, I have to go get a burger. And she was so excited. And she's like, let's go. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be fun. And then I thought, oh shoot, I'm on dialysis, I can't go. Which technically, now that I've gotten accustomed to dialysis, I would have totally gone. I would go, because I figured out how to do dialysis in the car. But during that time, it was very, very new and overwhelming, and so I didn't end up going. It's one thing to go with your love, you know, your family. Like, it's a little bit different when you go off on an adventure with somebody else, because in a lot of ways, they don't necessarily have the responsibility of you.